Are those heated opinions I see? Oh man, it looks like. Well, it looks like I forgot to turn off all the little doodads as I started the stream, but it also looks like there's mixed opinions about Incursions, which is good. Mixed opinions is good. We've got a brand new, and I will be pasting this all throughout the stream. We have a brand new unofficial survey here for the content creators that I've created, where we are trying to gather your thoughts and opinion. Now, this is segmented based on your level range, as well as giving you an opportunity to specifically say what you thought. Now, for people like Billy on server 43, there were 3 servers who did not get to participate at all. Your opinions are also welcome. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear your thoughts, and we will try to get a range of it. You know, it's very mixed. I would say a lot more people are positive about it than some people expected the game to be. I mean, there were a lot of people who thought there was going to be instant hate. I told y'all a lot more people enjoy PvP than you realize. And I think we saw that today. So let's just kind of start talking about it. Let's get your thoughts and your opinions. Paulo says it was an 8 out of 10. Some people lost the 20 tickets, so 7 out of 10. I do think, and I was actually having this conversation with DJ before I started the stream, that the IMS, so the server milestone, was the primary way or the only way to get free relocation tokens or the conduits needed to go to a different server. So because of that, some people ended up not getting them at all. I do think that we should have them change how they dish out those conduits, but at the same time, that was a small portion of the player base, and we did try as content creators to say, hey, you need to go in and do this thing. But I also agree that especially the ship SMS, which was the second one for that, was terrible. I mean, it was absolutely awful. And expecting players to complete that was really difficult. So from that though, we can then still glean it could be better, but it was okay. Scott says agree on rating 8 out of 10. I think a few minor tweaks could improve it. Lots of lower level players just bubbled up. It would be nice if there was a DMZ so we could finish dailies. I think that's a great idea, Scott. And once again, whether you love or hate it, please, 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 I have one thing to ask of you. Just one. And I promise is the only thing I'm going to ask of y'all today. I'm going to try to push this unofficial survey. Now, there's a couple of reasons that we like unofficial surveys. Number one reason that we like unofficial surveys, y'all, is simple. It allows us as content creators to see the results, which normally never gets to happen. I'm not sure how familiar y'all are with the process, but generally, I assume you're familiar with the process. When Scopely runs a survey, they don't tell us what it is. They never let us know. So what I did, and the link is in the comments, and here, let me share it out real quick. And I'm gonna be sharing this out throughout the day. I've got a Incursion poll up, Incursion survey, where you can list what level range you were, whether you enjoyed it or did not, and then list why you did or not and what could make it better. And what I can promise you is this is going to go straight in front of Scopely. I'm gonna review it. I've already got DJ and I, we've talked about some of the early results. You know, I released this about 15 minutes before going live, and 300-ish people have already responded. Now, we're gonna take from that good or bad. Dale says 6 out of 10, PvP was non-existent for lower level players. That is one of the biggest early concerns that I've heard, is that the PvP was just lackluster. And I'll say even for me, PvP was lackluster just because there was nobody when I went, and I'm not saying that server 10 is dead or anything, but when I went, there was nobody in the systems the 2 times I tried, both on the defense and the attack. Now that's very well could have been a timing issue, but I've heard this a lot from other people. Anthony said, Scopely should have just put normal relocation tokens in the store for Incursion event, dropped the ball and missed out on some money. A pack for that is something that has been asked for quite some time. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. I'm not one that really tries to go around saying, hey, make more packs, but that does seem like a missed opportunity. Hell, even me, I end up spending 30 or 40 relocation tokens, and that's a low number compared to what some other people were having to spend to get theirs in. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap this as we got to do our grinding. I get everything back to normal. I gotta get everything out of the PvP situations. I gotta get everything back up and going. So give me just a second as I get ready to go grind hostiles again. I didn't really do any yesterday since we were so focused on PvP. Crash McKay said, can't do much for PvP as it's up to players. Server 29 and 26 had a great battle, and many players on both sides participated. I think Scopely personally got it about half right. And what I mean by half right is they got it right in the aspect of that point scoring for a lot of it was limited to type of ship you were at. So like if I was a level 42, I did not get credit for, being, defeating a Hegtai, but I also didn't get credit for going and blasting Kumaris. But there's still not enough of a medium there, I think, to make it good for everybody, which is kind of what we're all looking for. We want as many players to enjoy it as possible. I want to make this smaller on the screen while I go out and hunt real quick. But yeah, Dinner says Battle Balance Goldfish 1.9 versus the Whales 18 took shield. Don't need such events. So Dennis was not a fan of it. This chat looks like AC. Hey, we love it. Brian says some of my Alliance mates were frustrated because they were sub 25 and they couldn't see scoring, but they were definitely victims of rating. Seems unfair. Yes and no. I would say that it does stink that there wasn't something for 1 through 24 that I agree on, that they couldn't actually move servers. You are very limited who you can be rated by at level 24. But yeah, it did affect everybody in terms of you had to relocate, you had to shield, where you had to go to shield, etc. I get that. Mateo says, my biggest complaint is the timing. This should be a solid event between arcs. Mateo, I actually love that as a suggestion and encourage you to go fill out the form, do your vote, and when you go to the very bottom, there's a question that says, what can make incursions better? List that. And maybe we can have that pushed as the next big change. Watching whales get whaled was LOL. So there was, it's so mixed though. Like the servers you were on are going to determine whether you liked or disliked. So like server 20 lost to server 10 by a freaking wide margin, and shout out to server 10. One of the early things that we noticed is that we said this going in that, and I said this about server 20, lots of spending and lots of resources. There was, and this isn't like a attack on server 10. This is just, even server 10 was talking about this before we started. There was no one to raid on server 10. There was no one. Like I ended up raiding 4 or 5 times as amount of from my server that I did server 10. Server 10 absolutely crushed 20 because raiding, and hopefully, because I saw Lazy here earlier, hopefully server 10 can come in and talk about the massive amount of resources they brought in. But raiding as an invader, they were able to come into 20 and get trillions of resources, and kudos to them for that. Fantastic. But there was definitely a disparity there. Now, one thing that 10 couldn't do, 10 could not beat consistently the top power level players of 20, but when the rating scoring came in, rating ended up just being a landslide victory for 10, which is fantastic. There was some imbalance for some players when it came to that. I ended up scoring a little bit here. I was ranked 53, but you can look in my bracket. It is nothing but server 10 people in my bracket. This is not a complaint, by the way. This is just a statement of how it went for us. You look here on server 10 though. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was a good day to die is at the very top. So shout out to them. I wish it actually said who it was instead of retrieving. Shout out to Goku, Killjoy, Viking, Storms, Break, Unmade, all these people who are on server 10. Lots to raid on 20, and I'm super glad they were able to get it in there. So shout out to them. But there wasn't that same thing on 10. And I also seem to notice for a lot of people that, or a lot of servers, that the one who got the attack first, whoever got the attack launch first, jumped into a big lead and generally kept it. So really interesting to see. And I really got to give kudos to 10 because they talked about how they could never combine, they could never work together. There was a lot more coordination in 10 than there was 20. 20 just kind of did whatever, 10 did not. So in our PvP systems, level 50 players were purging the system because their ships were so large, even our losses didn't count in SMS. See, Sherlock, in ours, nobody even attended the systems. I mean, I couldn't even get people to join. So 20 and 28 went back and forth. Whales forgot to shield overnight. I did hear a couple reports of that happening where just really high level players did not shield and complete power swings happening in the point scoring there towards the end, which is impressive. But at the same time, should a single player not shielding be able to swing it that much? I'm not saying I have the answer, but what I am saying is I want to gather that feedback. And because I don't play on all 150-ish servers, I do need y'all to help out. Q says, I loved how 57 cooperated to crush the trash talkers on 56. It was cool to work with these players who've been foes for years. And Q, that's the type of storyline that you want to hear from these. That's what you want to hear from these. But we have the opposite happen with our server. Attacker lost badly. Whoa, dude. This is the whole point of the poll. This is the whole point of the survey that we're launching, is to get your thoughts and opinions on how it went. And so far, 358 people as of this second have responded, and we've got, like, just for example, the 40s. It is 11. So of the 40s, it is pretty even between enjoyed / didn't enjoy. Amongst the 30s, it's pretty even who enjoyed, didn't enjoy. Now, the one area where there's an overwhelming did enjoy, the level 53 through 60 bracket I have over here, overwhelmingly the level 53s through 60s enjoyed the event. Not so much in the mid-range yet, but I really want to see when we get bigger numbers. So Dale, and I'm going to continue to post this, and anybody, please take the link to this form, share this out on your Discord, in your servers. We really want to get this feedback. The more people that we have that feedback, the better, because that's going to give us a better, well-rounded vision of what it was like. And I'm going to go through and read all the comments. Corellia says, heard that one server scorched earth their own server, so the other server had nothing left to raid when it was time to invade. I'll be honest, server 20 probably should have did that. 20 should have did that, because 20 got absolutely raided. And you know what? That's awesome. That's freaking dope. We love to see it. We love the energy. I enjoy the system PvP. It was bracketed well, and the officer setup made a difference. See, Dezorgo, I'm glad that worked for you. I am. Sadly, I was in a situation where nobody really participated in that section, so I didn't get to really experience that and missed out on it. I only got a few limited PvP shots with mostly defending bases or attacking raids. Jake says server 17 versus server 13. Rated level 55 player last night for just under an hour, and it doubled our score. Definitely unbalanced, although we had a solid lead regardless. I mean, I love the raiding side of it. I do think that in terms of balancing incursions, raiding needs to have less of a point scoring value for the actual server v server leaderboard because of what happens with like 20 versus 10. Now, I'm not saying 10 doesn't deserve the win. They do. I'm not taking away any of that, but I will say, that the deal damage being like 3 points to deal per hull damage versus the raiding, which you could raid, you could hit OPC, but like I could raid dilithium for 9 points each. I think the rating probably needs to come down a little bit, but still, I think a lot of people had fun. More people had fun than some people want to admit. Let's see, get more questions, more comments. Brian says, our cool whales fought their butts off. We have a couple of whales who love picking on folks 15 belows on our server, but they hit all day yesterday. This is server 78. Okay, cool. I don't like to say picking on, but I get where you're coming from. Could there be a scoring system that gives negative points when hitting outside your bracket to stop larger ships targeting smaller players? Boxer, I'm assuming that's a possibility, and it's feedback that I definitely want included in our form. And like I said, I'm pushing people to use the form, as much as possible to get y'all's feedback. One, to determine whether you liked it or didn't like it. And so far, just for example, this is going to shock most people. I have more people in the 40s who didn't enjoy it than did enjoy it so far, but I have a lot of people in the 30s who enjoyed it, like the low 30s versus didn't. So I really can't wait to get this all added up and see the totals. Raiding was fun until the 50 showed up and wrecked everyone. And good morning, Hawk. Good to see you. Joseph says 2 things. Points should be the same for attack and defend, and it should be a third server you meet at, fully opt in. Okay, third thing, lower than 25s couldn't participate. Yeah, so 25s could not swap over servers. As far as using a third server, that's not a possibility because they don't have that many just neutral servers laying around. They don't have that as an option. Sean says, what about the 20s? What about the 20s? Now, I'm not trying to ignore the level 20, like 2 player, but they also weren't part of this event. I mean, they weren't going over an incursions. It was for 25 plus. Now, their opinion still matters, but for the most part, they weren't included in this in terms of the event. Biggest complaint of my alliance was people who completed the prep SMS and didn't get credit and didn't get conduits. Bill, I've heard that quite a bit. Mad bro, I don't know why you're spamming 10, so please stop. That's really trolly and annoying. But I have passed along that I think that the Incursion conduits themselves need to be sourced in a better way the next time we go about this. I'm gonna hit my little button here. I'm not gonna submit it. Players being allowed to remain on the other server after their tag phase should go, giving people a chance to do their dailies. So I get that. I think that there should be a little bit more of a, because that's how I envisioned it too. When your 6-hour period started, that's when. So one thing that happened on server 20 is Epic or War, one of the two bigger alliances we have, they started moving over as soon as it started, which is fine, I guess, if you want to catch early rating, but it definitely imbalanced the ability to defend on 20 when the defense mode was happening. Edward says, I raided and shielded when Whale showed up. When they left, I got busy again. I'll be honest, as a pirate / raider, I love the raiding aspect of it. I mean, my resources rated is not as high as some of you out there, but I went up about 3 billion resources rated points. Now, for those that don't remember, resources rated is not 1-to-1. So like 1 par steal does not equal 1 point. This actually has weighted value. So par steal is, I think, 0.4, and dilithium is like 0.75. And there's varying degrees inside of that. Or dilithium is 1 and titanium is 0.75. So I got several billion rated in yesterday that I had not been able to do in quite some time. So that was a big positive for me. I like that. That was a big for me. Up here, I'm going to keep posting it, periodically through, but there is the link to the survey on the screen. And if any of the moderators are here could help share that as well, I'd appreciate it. Just constantly keep sharing it because we're going to have more and more people coming through, and I need y'all's help. My goal, honestly, is by the end of the day to have 2,000 people respond to this. So, because look, numbers matter. I mean, I'm not saying that you need to make Deuce the biggest content creator, but I am saying that as a whole, the content creators are going to use this forum to go to Scopely and say, hey, here's the feedback for what players are saying about Incursions. So, sorry, I had to respond to a message real quick. If y'all would help out, I greatly appreciate it. Miki says, as a level 32 with a 1.6 hour salary, every time I went to PvP system, I was immediately targeted by level 40 plus players that had no chance of competing against. And see, Miki, which is really weird. I don't know why they would be going after you, because like a level 42 player, I was getting points for hitting bigger players. Not really understanding the logic of why somebody would do that, but I do believe that a better bracketed situation would set that up in a better way. So like, for example, this was my run for a level 42 player on the attack. I got credit for beating Kelvin's, Katinga's, Valdor's, Jellyfish, Cerritos, Franklin's, Enterprise, Augur's, D4's. I didn't get anything for defeating a Saladin. So why defeat a Saladin? But yet people were doing that intentionally. As Furry Juggler says, some people were trolling, and that did happen. I saw no point in that. Because it was limited, and I liked that it was limited, but I didn't get to really participate in that. Jason says the SMS was the only part I didn't like. I had to team up with players from the other server to complete it, as opposed to going at it how it was designed. People just didn't show up. Jason, number one problem that I had, as you saw, I didn't even complete that SMS because nobody came to those systems. Nobody came to those systems for me. So Dale says I had to send my disco in to be blown up 30 plus times in order to complete the SMS. I guess I could have done that, Dale, but honestly, I didn't want to. That was too much of an annoyance. And I am I'm along the lines of, how do we find a way to make that better? I don't like the idea of singular system PvP. I never have. But I do think there needs to be a bracketing setup that makes it more encouraging for people to participate. Traxton says you can defeat an envoy and get 15 points in the Champions XSLB, so it made sense for Forge to kill anyone. So yes, the XSLB did have that. But once again, point scoring so low. Here, let's bring back that XSLB real quick, because you are right, the Champions did exist. PvP win, 15. Sure, you got some points for that, but were there really a lack of ships for, I guess this depends on server. If you really wanted that, the best place that I found Champions to score on, and remember, this is only me doing a limited participation. The place that I found the most is raids. Where the raids were happening, that's where the PvP was, not in the PvP systems. You go and find out where the raids were going on. Active raid defense and active raiding resulted in the most PvP that I was able to find. Now, that's just my experience on my 2 servers in the US. But that, I guess that depended on y'all. Also, and I hate to tell y'all this, but if you were hitting empty bases, they were counting as your PvP points. So the best strategy was actually to crack a base and just keep hitting it every 6 seconds. Now that I don't believe should be, I don't think that should be available. That should not be acceptable. But that was the easiest way to dominate that leaderboard or score points, not to track down the envoys in mining systems. So Squinty, the empty base strat is not really hidden. In fact, that technically has been around for about 3 years. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. But Philip says, I left ships in the zone just to help people finish the event and still had attacks up till I was forced to move. And that, look, once again, this is why the form, the survey we have on screen is so important, is to get y'all's opinion, because that just wasn't available for me. I couldn't do that. Dark Torch says the only people that came over for my server were level 40 plus, which I couldn't hit at 25. They could still hit me, and I couldn't really do any raiding because I was being hunted by both servers' people. Yeah. I hear you. Though a level 40 is not hitting you at 25. One of our alliance members went into token space and swooped up over 2 million of crystal. Now, I love that, Ibrahim. I love that. And I've told y'all before, OPC is OPC. But if I remember correctly, it was like 12 hits or so, smacking my disco into someone's Valdor to get my milestone done. If you were going with just the defeat mechanic, it took more than that. But yes, there was I do like that you still got points even if you lost. It encouraged more participation. Tito says, personally, I shielded and sat the day out. I got my battle pass and cipher done and called it a day. And that's fair. And hey, look, feel free. I'm going to keep sharing out this link every few minutes. I really strongly encourage y'all and ask y'all share this link out as well. If y'all wouldn't mind, all you got to do is copy, paste the link into your Discord, your Facebook, Reddit, wherever. And we will try to get as many responses as possible. We have just reached over 500. My goal for the day is 2,000 people. If we can do that, I think we have a good idea of how the game was for a lot of players. And we can go to Scopely and say, fix this, change this. Thank you, Anonymous Maximus. Icicle says, I got my Cerritos event done instantly on 156 by punching sold traders. Then it was return to base, prepare, repair, and prep to go fight. Very nice, Icicle. And granted, you being on the EU, you're starting yours today. US finished theirs yesterday. APAC has theirs first day. Traxon said, I had to convince a level 40 plus from the other server to send a Sally to Narada for me to blow up on. No relevant level players were going there. The SMS was crap because of that. That is one of the primary complaints I've gotten, was about the SMS. Not as much about the leaderboards or about the rating, but about the SMS in general. Gordon says, I was confused with the whole thing. What were you confused by, Gordon? What were you confused by? Ibrahim says there was a win versus lose syndrome, and it really felt good. Even the losing server did enjoy the battle and saw the difference of how the server set up their ships. Yeah, we had a lot of that, and there was a little bit of friendly trash talking. I know server 10 was really getting on the level 30s in server 20 for having bad crews, which, I'll be honest, I ran into bad crews. I think every server has bad crews at this point. I think everybody has them. But the banter was good. I love the friendly trash talk. And this morning, however, and I'm glad Jeff brings it in, this morning's lag was unbearably bad. Like, there was tremendous lag this morning to wrap it up for the US server. But for the most part, while lag was an issue in some areas, it wasn't game breaking for most players. But if you had serious lag, let me know in the survey. Terry says, I had to reboot the game many times. Lots of ghosts, couldn't target players. So this morning I had a lot of players on, I had a lot of issues on the server 10 that I was still on, and when I moved back, it was fine. But this morning, the lag was really horrendous that I was running into. The lag I experienced at least was not long lasting. That's good. Sean says, it sounds like level bracketing needs to be tighter for all aspects. That is a complaint during regular play 2. 40s shouldn't be able to hit or raid 26. End of story, but they are. Sean, I 1,000,000% don't agree with you, but I respect your opinion. I've already said this before. There should not be a level bracket at all. Level 1 should be able to hit level 60 and vice versa because you have shields to protect yourselves. Now, I understand the idea for bracketing in events like this that take away shields, but that's my personal opinion. There shouldn't be any PvP brackets as there is. I realize I'm in the minority there, so don't worry. I'm not telling Scopely to remove PvP brackets, but I don't think there should be any brackets. As long as you can shield your base, fine. JMX is this a precursor for server merges? Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily, no. Joshua says, Rev, server 20s, 30 through 35 players need you to champion their research and have them watch your videos more. I can't control that, Joshua, but I appreciate the vote of confidence in my videos and my training. I appreciate that. Bob says server 43 was left out. Would love to know how we were chosen since we were initially paired. Worst prep, a waste of prep on our part. Bob agreed. I'm waiting for them to get back to me on that. There was 3 servers who were not able to participate and still waiting on that. I thought it was just invade or defend, not both at the same time by mistake. You know, I get that, Gordon. And I thought that it would be better segmented like that. Like if invading, one server moves in and then swap and then do it a second time before the wrap up. I think that would have been better. I'm sure that was a little bit more of a technical milestone that maybe they didn't want to try to reach for this time around, but that's gonna be a piece of feedback that I provide that I think it'd be better set up that way. And I'm currently upgrading my subspace relay, and now I've got a 24% whole health bonus. Yay! Hey, we like that. We had 4 to 5 people that didn't get their initial tokens. Yeah, Joe, I did hear that feedback. I am trying to work on passing that around. So we'll see if we can get better conduit sourcing the next go around for Incursions, which is very soon. There was plan 2 this month. So that's like saying Little League should be playing like AAA teams. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with each other. Name me another space MMO on the mobile platform that has PvP brackets. You can't. It doesn't exist. Hard to devote the time an event like this during the work week, in my humble opinion. Alan, I too would prefer this on a weekend, and I would probably also prefer it between arcs. I don't think I like it running during the battle pass, but this would add a lot of life and spice to the between arc lull that we have that 1 week. I talk about all the time taking that week off. Honestly, with Incursions, if it was running then, I probably wouldn't take the week off. McDougal says server 28 was more unified than they've ever been before. It was extremely fun to be a part of. McDougal, I absolutely love to hear that. Truly do. Make sure you include that in your survey notes. And Terry says you like the PC version better. I play primarily on PC, but like when it's at nighttime or in the morning when I'm waking up, I'll play on my phone. The PC version just tends to be a lot more stable. This should be once a month between arcs. Here's the thing. If you agree that it should be once a month between arcs, the main thing you need to do is tell them that. I believe part of the reason to run it in the middle of the week, which is what they did here, was to try to run things with the least potential chance of lag as possible. And not that I'm saying that they don't want people to participate, but I do think part of it was, look, they are going to be a little less active today. They are going to be a little bit less active today in terms of as many people who might participate, which if there were issues, allows them to fix them and get ready for the next time around. So like I said, they plan on having Incursions as a regular thing, and they just got to work on perfecting it. And I really want my treasury. Huge value in the treasury pack this month. Yeah, I agree. I want my treasury, but I've got bills to pay. Traxton says the event should be run on Mondays. There was like no one out mining. If it's run during Latin Rush, at least there'll be more targets. More chaos is not technically more fun for more players. My personal opinion. I am not a miner. I actually hate mining. Anybody who follows my channel knows how much I detest mining. At the same time, I realize that that is a very big day for a lot of players, and I don't want to force people to participate on Mining Monday. Personal opinion. Welcoming all of your thoughts and feedback instead. Chad says, I would prefer 3 hours back and forth or move to on weekends as well. I found it difficult. I was not able to join the invade due to the time slots available. Yeah. Oh, Hawk, they were very touched and very, very appreciative. And I've been meaning to make a post about that. They actually sent me, like, they didn't want to make their name public, but they did send me a thank you that I've got to post in my Discord. And a huge thank you to the community for stepping up to donate to a family in need. It was really amazing of y'all on Twitch the other night. Really amazing of y'all. The 52 to 53 was painfully unbalanced. You talking about the server 52 to 53 fight? Yeah, Zia says between arcs is a good idea, but too long between return events to reverse server A, server B. So you're saying that the 6-hour window was too long. Is that right? Vic says server lag was so bad you got hit by something you couldn't see and didn't know you hit until 2 minutes later. Server 56 GC was simply server 57 people and 56 people just didn't participate. Sorry to hear about that, Vic. As far as the lag, please report that in the forum. Like, say, hey, lag was really bad. I have this device, etc. I didn't notice that being this issue as much as I expected, which is good, but I definitely still heard lag. And this morning, lag was absolutely terrible. Lag was really bad this morning. It was almost unplayable for a lot of players. Forgotten says 90% was players 7 levels higher that I couldn't damage meaningfully. Need more warning of start time, confusion about invading and defending, and there was too much going on for mid-work week in the middle of the arc. I think that was all very good feedback. Joseph says, I could mine G3 for faction dailies, but it would not score. Did you put in a ticket for that one? Because that's one of the first times I've heard that particular complaint. Preston says, I hope that the next run they shake up server. I don't want to play the same server over again. Lag on iOS was really bad when I was raiding a base. Was that this morning? Because yesterday I didn't seem to find too many complaints, but this morning I did amongst players. Jesse says, we got matched with a dead server 39, that had less than 50 active players. Jesse, I did hear about that. Yeah. Server 27 drained all of my resources overnight, thinking they could get through my 11 mil defense grid with a D3 class that was only 2 minutes strength. Not every ship or crew is PvP worthy. Wow. Did you have fun, Mark? That's the question. Did you have fun? Distinct says that level 16 couldn't participate. Is there a reason behind this? I'm on server 112. So Distinct, the simple answer is the Incursion building is for level 25 plus players, and server 112 is a very, very new server. I mean, it's brand spanking new. So they made this mechanic to cater to the majority of the game. The truth is that a player at that level really can't go very far in the galaxy. Will the winners be paired against each other moving forward for an all-over winner? Too old. I am not aware of that happening right now, which kind of be like a round robin type run, which I actually love the idea of. The main thing they're trying to do is maintain balance. And I want to see where that goes from there. But all of this is feedback, once again, put into the form, because this is what I'm going to pass on to Scopely. So far, we've got 630 people. My goal, at the end of the day, if y'all can help me out, 2,000 people to respond, and I can give you all the results of when we get there. But for the most part, it seems to be the majority was against it, but there's about 40% of the players. So of the 600 plus people who responded, about 40+% enjoyed it. A little bit more than, I'd say about 45, 55 so far enjoyed it / did enjoy it. Ibrahim says the subspace relay is amazing as it levels up. It reduced my warping time to my dailies, and hull on my ship increased by 80,000. Yeah, I love what it's doing there, and I've upgraded mine 2 levels. My Valdor's gone up a couple 100K. So, we ever pop into server 24? So the next server I plan on joining is one of the newest ones that'll come out, which I think is going to be server 89. Now I am here, and there's 484 of y'all. If y'all gonna do 2 things: 1, like this video, smash the like button. 2, if you want me to come to your Discord server, talk to your players, host a town hall where I answer questions about the game, answer mechanic questions, teach you about officers, all you gotta do is invite me, and I will gladly come to your Discord server. But I can't play on every server. I don't have that amount of time. If Scopely made enough money from it this time, then you can be sure it will continue to run in some shape or form. Yes and no. I mean, obviously everything has to be profitable in the game, but believe it or not, it's not all about money. It is a lot about money, but not all. 89's already out, and then they just launched it and they didn't tell me, Reggie. Dang it. Let me check real quick, because I was supposed to get told when it launched. So it had to have launched very recently. Treasury sucks this month. I think the Treasury is amazing this month. That's perspective, though. The good thing about the treasury, though, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Godfather says, I'm sorry if I missed you saying, how was your score compared to server 10? I'm on 16 and we more than doubled the score. Oh, server 10 absolutely waylaid the hell out of server 20 because server 20 had resources to raid and server 10 did not. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of salty server 20 people today, but I rated 3 times as much from my own server than I did from server 10. And DeWolfman, I did not forget. I'm purposely not doing that. So my opinion is the rated, at least from my experience here, the resources rated points were a little bit too high. You weren't able to overcome that because server 10 just had nothing to raid. So either the people bubbled and moved. Lazy says we had resources you can get. No, Lazy, I was looking around. I even looked at your big players who were bubbled. Y'all just don't have a lot of resources. Server 20 has multiple players just running around with trillions upon trillions. And server 10 just didn't have that. So, yeah. Server 10 just didn't have that at all. And I'm not sour at all, Thomas. I actually said server 10, if they organize, can easily win this one. But that was just noted from my experiences. They just did not have as many resources to raid. And Lazy, you weren't unbubbled the whole time. You were sitting next to my base bubbled, you liar. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a learning experience. And server 20, as I even told server 10 when I was in their Discord, is not a unified server. They weren't going to like coordinate and fight together. And what ended up happening is each individual alliance from server 20 did their own thing and they lost. So I'm happy though. I got several billion in resources rated. If you look at my top screen, do I have the survey in the way? No, you can see it. I'm up to almost 6 billion titanium now. I'm hella happy. I'm hella happy. I rated enough to get like 2 tiers of my Valdor upgraded. So it's a win for me. But yeah, I spent a lot of time rating server 20 people. We had level 49 come to our server and sleep unbubbled. He was loaded. Yikes. Yeah, that was not a good idea. Russ says, I'm Ops 37. I got all the resources for my Ops 38 and 39 buildings from S44 raids, 4 bill par, 2 bill trit, and 1 bill deal. Nice. See, the rating I loved. I loved it. I loved it. It's, but again, I'm a big raider. Like, that's the thing that I said. There's 2 things I was looking forward to the most in this. The 2 things that I wanted was raiding and to meet people and talk to people in GC. That was awesome. I enjoyed the heck out of that aspect of it. The PvP, like I said, I couldn't really find anything in my systems. And this is why we're pushing the survey to get y'all's thoughts and what happened for y'all, because your experience can differ from mine greatly. But yeah, all of that. All of that. Server 9 had a whole alliance stay in a plus 19 system and didn't even try to participate. So that's kind of confusing. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? 84 versus 85, a 4 and 3 month old server, way too new, completely unbalanced. I get that, Jessica. At the same time, they weren't going to, I mean, I know there's 3 servers that didn't. They weren't going to just completely not let people participate at all. So I'm waiting on a response about the 3 who didn't, but I bet you did. This whole event was essentially offering up medium players as sacrificial lambs to whales by restricting bubbles. Sir, personal experience, I noticed more lower levels getting resources than higher levels. Higher levels were the ones getting completely wiped. I mean, the bases I were rating were several levels above me. That's just my personal experience so far though. But my experience was not like a bunch of level 28s getting drained and that's all that was getting picked on. I was seeing mostly players in the upper 40s and 50s getting cracked. So, but that can vary server to server. And this is why it's important to get y'all's feedback, because my experience is not the only experience. Yeah, exactly what Lazy said. Like, high level players were cracking high level players and letting the low level players get all the resources they wanted. So that's what I noticed. Tim says, my friend's level 25 account rated approximately 60 million on his own. See, 60 million for that player. The most a level 25 player can raid at one time, if their Botany Bay is maxed, is like, what, 200,000. So for them to get, get 60 million, that's amazing. They can't even do anything with that amount of resources. There's nothing you could do with that level with that amount of resources. Yeah, Gregory, the bases I were hitting, so let me pull up one of my raids I did. I have to scroll all the way back here. Let's just King. Oh yeah, crap. That was server 10 one. So let me pull up a server 21 if I still got one. It's like I was rating like I said, I was rating server 20 people. This was me rating a server 20 player, and I was getting around 25 million per run. Actually, a little bit more than that, about 26, 27 million per run. So, yes, it sucks that you can't pull up logs from the server you invaded. But I was getting some pretty good pulls. The 49 was 970 million scoops. Jeez, dollars. Sadly, I did not get to hit anything that big. Lazy wouldn't let me just openly drain him. So, your Botany Bay was pulling 700,000 with a cargo setup, and I don't think you can do that at 25, but yeah, you can get pretty high. What tier's my amalgam? My amalgam is tier 5. Tier 5. Incursions has turned into a dumpster fire event, but good that our faithful feature of lag is still getting stronger. So Brian, what server are you on? I found level 24 to raid that had 200 million resources. I laughed and laughed until it was vaulted. Oof. The good thing is, he wasn't even gonna do anything with that anyway. I mean, you can't do anything with that. But yeah, yikes. I was unfortunately out at the start. By the time I was able to invade, and the bases were empty or shielded. See, this is why I didn't really like the middle of the week happening. So, left to pick when you Discord to server 40, hitting an unshielded 41, pulling 150 million per hit. That is beautiful. Any reason to wait to upgrade the subspace relay? I'm not. I want my instant bonuses. I'm enjoying, because look, more whole health means more hostiles I can kill. So, Frederick says, in between arcs for Incursion be fantastic. Put that in the survey. So at the very bottom of the survey, there is a what could make Incursions better. And I'm going to read through every single one of them. There's 720 people so far. I need y'all to keep sharing this out. But I'm going to go through every response. I'm going to read every suggestion. Yes, I'm going to spend my day doing that to put it in there. The Food says, so whales left their base open at lower levels while they raided players of a higher level on the rival server. So there were some who intentionally left their bases open, but a lot didn't. I think some of them just thought they were maybe untouchable. I don't know. Or maybe they didn't care. Huzzah says, fun aspects of this event showed the real need for a repair base button in system HUD view. Can Scopely do this? That's a great suggestion, Huzzah. That's a fantastic suggestion. Your level 4 subspace relay is great. I think mine's level 3. Let me go take a look real quick. I've upgraded it this morning. Yeah, I'm level 3 and just short of level 4. Just short of level 4. Server 16 versus server 12 was a blast in my opinion. In one raid, my tier 2 amalgam was pulling 1 billion per run. Mike, please tell me you took screenshots. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Servers were not balanced. Our server had many 50 plus, and once we invaded, had about 7 50 plus floats. Yeah, there was some of that, but look, I'll say this, Dave. In terms of high level power, server 20 grossly outplays server 10 in terms of power. Server 10 whooped their butts. So, now the PvP aspect sure could have been unbalanced, but you still could have won with raiding. That's what server 10 did. Server 10 dominated with raiding. Mike says on server 20, I didn't hear much in terms of incursions from other alliances, and from what I can tell, most just parked their ships and waited it out. For me, it was just a lot of losing miners. I'll admit, I didn't lay out a single miner yesterday. Not a single one. I did my battle pass, but I did not put out a single miner yesterday. So. XCath, which one left their shield open? Which one left their shield open? Was it Ender? Ender does that all the time. Incursions had the same issues as Call to Arms. My level 43 ships dived to mega whales and everyone was bubbled with all ships at home in a matter of an hour. Put it in the survey, man. Seriously, put it in the survey. You might have lost a miner in lucrative. Hey, that means you were OPC though. OPC is OPC no matter where it is. And if your silly Rose says otherwise, I don't care. Who rated the most? Oh, dude, server 10. I don't know if he's still here. In my bracket, today is a good day to die was the top raider. And bro, he put in some big points. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. He's been following the channel for a long time too. Here, let me pull it up on the leaderboard so we can brag a little bit about him. That was fantastic. I was hella proud of his rating. Come on, stop retrieving and show the names, damn it. All right, here he is up at the top. 2.5 trillion points. His name is Today is a Good Day to Die. And Scopely doesn't want to pull up the freaking names. Yay. Yay. But anyway, he was up there. There's top on ours. And yeah, proud of him. Very proud. Very proud. Yeah, the entire top 10, top 15, the top 12 was server 10. I mean, like I said, rating was way out there. Can't see points because of the survey. Okay, real quick. Hold on. There. Can't see the names anyway. There's the top. Terry says, I'm on server 10. I didn't see that many 20s come over. Will we face 20 again one day? I'm not sure, Terry. I really don't know. Honestly, don't know. They've not said that this is a permanent pairing. So, yeah, there's the top resource rated. They did fantastic. Crater left his shield open. Ah, Crater. But this is what I was talking about. IA power high, but also multiple players with trillions of resources. So if that happened, swings it like that. So swings it like that. I forgot to mention in the survey, but that impulse speed exocomp is pure gold. Can we get a regular version? That was nice, wasn't it? I thought it was nice too. Transition that back and we'll head out here. Eric says, I found it to be a real great learning experience. It should be my weakness as a level 32 player and what I need to work on to be better. However, the invasion on server 31 was only whales. I guess one thing that I would like the second time we run this is to really encourage everybody to participate, because I would say that the events themselves were not as bad as people feared they would be, in my opinion. They really weren't. So, yeah. Not resources, how would you recommend scoring changes? Well, I actually love having resources rated as a scoring mechanic, graduated. My only thing is that I think it's a little bit high. Like, for example, you got 9 points for each dilithium you stole. The most you could get from a PvP kill was, what, 3. So I think from that standpoint, it needs to be balanced a little bit more, just because rating could offset it so much. And there are several servers that came through and said, hey, we won because there was one whale that unshielded and we managed to drain him and we took the lead and won. So I think that rating needs to have the points adjusted a little bit, but yeah, it's, I also think the PvP idea needs an entire overhaul. New says, I found that there was a lack of targets in my power range. Only saw higher level players who came over to my server. I did what I could using my Rialto to interrupt them for the big boys to hit. And this is one of the survey. The main question I have on my survey is, did you have fun? Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? I would say I did. My experience was more positive than negative. There's definitely some negatives for me, but it's more positive than negative. What about server 20 porting out whenever S10 showed up? I don't know anything about that, Zozie. I really don't. I stayed in server 10 for about 18 hours. Now, I was shielded for a lot of that because I had streams and materials to prep for and players to respond to, but I stayed in server 10 basically the entire time. Tried to talk to as many people as I could. This was really set up for levels above 30. Most low level players are getting under a rock. It was set up for level 25 and above, yes. Any word on how those of us with bye week will be addressed? Nope, no idea. I'm waiting on to hear back on that. If I could pay to get burning back, I'd fork up. Burning is in the game. What are you talking about? You talking about Rialto burn? That's not happening. But you can do that to bases now. You can do that to bases. I'm really interested to see what Scopely are doing for the servers that got excluded. Yeah, there was 3 servers out of the total that got excluded, and I am waiting to hear back on that. What's the biggest win you've seen so far? Honestly, server 10's win over server 20 is not the biggest. I've seen one that was completely one-sided. But server 10, huge W, huge W. You happen to know if incursion events will be the main way to source Una? That is the plan, Max, yes. That was the plan for this month. Russ says we figure 80% of the server points came from rating and 20% from PvP. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. By the way, I'm gonna drop my donate link. I don't ask for money a lot, but if anybody wants to buy me the treasury this month, I'd greatly appreciate it. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Up to y'all. Samus says 13 in champion, 36 in damage, 84th in rating. Was fun. Bug/lag killed it from the being better. Turn that in. We love to hear it. Jeffrey says, I'm on server 31 and watched the server 34 guy hit a shielded base. What's up with that? Was in level 19 system. FYI, we were victorious in Incursion. I can't really answer that, honestly. Put in a ticket. I would assume like a display issue there. Alan says server 10, I'm 37, plenty of PvP chances, had a great time raiding. Our server looked dead because we were all on 20. That works, Alan. Yeah, that works. Do you suggest scrapping level 26 ships over and over again? Yep, 100% do. Jeremy says, sounds like server 20 is salty. How are you getting that, Jeremy? Like, are you wanting me to be salty? Nobody is salty, dude. Calm down. You've said that like twice. Nobody is salty. What's in your treasury that you're excited about? Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. Honestly, the officer shards is the main thing I want, but the triumph tokens, and then I'm always needing more gas and titanium for my upgrades. So. How can you send resources to other players? You cannot. You can only let them raid. So you can let them raid your base, which I've done that before. Like I've opened up my base to let players raid me before, but dang it, I forget the survey's up. I really need y'all to do the survey though. That's my bad. Here, I'll put it back up. I'm sorry. Like when I'm looking at my game, I don't have that up. I've got the survey on another screen. So let me pull it back up and I'll move the survey. Sorry, y'all. I'll just move the survey over here permanently. It'll be above my head. So the officers is big for me. I like the officers. The triumph tokens is big for me. I like the tokens. I've actually had good turn-ins from that so far. And then I'm actually really favorable towards titanium / crystal and gas. Those are the ships I'm going to be building. You know, my Valdor, but my Corridor, my Pylum, all things I need for that. Those are the ones I'm lowest on. So that's why I like the treasury. Why don't I pin the survey to the top? I can, but I still don't think a lot of people are going to see it. I'll pin it, but I'm still going to post it just to encourage people. Look, share it out with your Discord, remind them, etc. But appreciate that, Hank. Server 74, I saw one instance where 2 server 75 player bases were located in the same slot. Can you send me a screenshot of that record? I actually did not see that. I had a lot of people send me stuff, but I didn't see that. Mystery box needs to remove the raw mycelium, which is useful. I mean, useless. Okay, so you're talking about this box? Triumph token chest? There's none in there. What are you talking about mystery box? Oh, this mystery box. Oh, yeah. Nothing in here is really valuable for me. The Syndicate XP is the only thing that I would want. Syndicate XP is the only thing I want. I'm saving everything to pull here. Officers, ships. Officers and ships. Thank you, Scottish. I appreciate that. Let me take a look real quick. Yeah, that was more balanced than 10 versus 20 was. That was good. Shout out to Server 17 for their win. Server 38 and 42 was seriously so fun on both sides. It was so close. Made a lot of friends. Clayton, that's fantastic. That's what I love to hear. They take different currencies. Oh, they do. You're right. I'm sorry. Then I might just get a frame, honestly, because nothing there is important. Nothing there is important for me. At the mystery, but there's nothing's worth me spending. I'd rather have a frame. If I could choose Syndicate XP, sure. But I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get mycelium, the spores, or I'm going to get Tetrions or Axion Chick. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to get a frame. I'm going to get a frame. Raiding resources was the most impactful part of the incursion for a reason. You could literally steal resources from one server and take it back to yours. Yeah, Alan, I love that. I love that. My argument is not to take away raiding the scoring mechanic. I just think it needs to be lessened a little bit, like reduced by about 30%. So like dilithium, instead of giving you 9 points, you give you like 6. I just think it needs to be lowered a little bit to make it a little bit more balanced, because there's a lot of servers who end up coming in and saying, hey, we won because one mega whale forgot the shield, and bloom, there it is. Shout out real quick to Dale for donating to the channel. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That $5, I will probably save up and put towards a pack. I haven't bought a pack this month, so I might buy the treasury, but I haven't decided yet. Thank you, Dale. I appreciate it. Jeffrey, thank you for doing the survey. Track says, just open my mystery box and got the screw job mycelium. Exactly. That's it. See, because here's how it is. And games don't tell you this, but I'll tell you this because I don't mind and I'm honest. This is not even. This is not 6. So hold on, let me get out my calculator because I don't know the exact here. So it's 16.6 repeating. So for 6 items, this is not a 16.6 repeating % chance of you getting these. That's not how it's weighted. This mycelium spore is probably like 25%, and the Axionic is like 15. The Syndicate XP is probably like a 5% chance, if that. That's why I don't do it, because this is not an even chance. All 6 of these are not even. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm not going to do it. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. There's no way. Labyrinth, if you got the Syndicate XP, fantastic. But I can almost guarantee you it's not that way. Like, it's not even across the board. Yeah, Dale, my treasury is still available, but I haven't bought it yet. I think it's available for like another day. I think it's available for like another day. You got the chips. Some people got Tetra rounds. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going for the spinning wheel of epic disappointment. I've already disappointed enough in a lot of my RNG. I'm not going to purposely upset my RNG even further. Congrats, Paulo. I'm glad you got Syndicate XP. And hey, I'm here for a Scopely employee to tell me I'm wrong, but why can't we raid the other stuff you can mine? Raw Latinum, concentrated Latinum, data, mycelium, raw mats. We're getting more stuff we can mine. They need to open up more stuff that's raidable. I guess I'm okay with raws being raidable. I'm just not okay with uncommons being raidable. How do we get the survey? Shiloh, here's the link to the form. I need as many people to participate as possible. If y'all will do me the kindness, please, please, please share this out in your Discord. Share this out in your Alliance and even on social media. If you're on the Facebook groups, the Twitters, whatever. 860 people have responded so far today. I need 2,000 minimum by the end of the day. You got Syndicate and wanted the mycelium? Why did you want the mycelium, you weirdo? I'm happy you got that, but I'm sorry you didn't get what you wanted. I'm level 28 and didn't stand a chance to get most of the guys from 188. Got my D3 is only 650. I feel that short fuse. Feedback recommended. Feedback welcome. If Raws are rateable, everyone be rating for the now monthly bonus refinery. Well, you're actually making the argument better for me because I do think that rating needs to be more encouraged. Like, there should be so many people who get upset that they get rated, but Jazzy says no way should anything else be rateable. I'm fair with whatever opinion here. If we got beat 6 trillion to 500 billion lopsided, wow, it is. What's the heavy hitter crew? So heavy hitter, it depends on what you're fighting. Against Eclipse hostiles is really easy for it, as well as against Borg probes. So I would love to help with the survey, but even though my ships were hit, I'm too low to participate. Hey, I mean, you can still give me your idea, I guess. But I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. I'll post and tag you with the names of what, Spock? I mean, I'll check them after the stream. Hit swarms for heavy hitter, no shields. Yeah, I can do that with Mateo, but I don't really run critical builds versus those. The Eclipse, I have a much better shot at. High scoring. Calculator's on top of the screen. Oh, is it? My bad. I forgot to take that down. I've got display capture on. That's why he had the calculator. Boop. Yeah, Law, it's chance. You're not going to get all the things in that pack, sadly. Do you have any update on the away team events not scoring? I had 2 criticals this morning and still no scoring either. So the scoring was working. The critical is not part of it though. The critical is not part of it. It's just a regular W/L win-loss. Let me speed up mine and let's see. I'm gonna speed up one real quick. There's been tremendous lag today so far. So we just complete that. Success. That should have scored. Yeah, so it scored. Just had a bug. Level 1 system. Ships home plus 8-hour shield. Came back 1 hour later and getting raided. Okay. Did you put in a ticket? You completed 2 rares and Epic have 700. That's definitely incorrect. Yeah. So I will look into it afterwards. If y'all want to hit me up in my Discord, I will talk to the devs after the stream and see if we can look into this. Okay. See if we can look into this. A critical ATA success is no score. A critical ATA should just be a success for whatever type it is. That's how it's supposed to be. I realize the survey is blocking my game, but as long as it's not blocking anything important, there's nothing going on in the background that you need to see. But I do want y'all to do the survey. The survey is of most importance today. We need everybody to do the survey. Anyone else tired? I took yesterday off for this. It didn't disappoint. Wow, Clayton, that's fantastic. Actually, Scopely would love to hear that, actually. You see a critical success box on your SMS? Maybe I need to reboot my client. Now, are you looking at the leaderboard or I guess that would be the retrieving one that's not showing up. Lag was terrible this morning, Andrew. You're right. World Explorer didn't score. Complete an epic with a crib. There was 0 points scored. So I know there were some issues with delays earlier. Please let me know in the Discord afterwards, and I will try to follow up on all these. And let me check. I'm going to check the dev chat real quick. All right, so the main message is to send in tickets if you aren't getting your scoring correctly. If you can do one real quick and prove to me a critical is not scoring correctly, I'll show it to the dev team right now. There were some issues earlier that supposedly have been fixed. Going by what's here in the dev channel, hit me up if you need help individually. 816 says, I like many somehow had the conduit coins we had earned last weekend simply vanish and put porting to the other side behind a paywall. Scopely gives a canned answer. I don't know about conduits disappearing. That one I don't know about. People from my alliance missed scoring in the preparation event for Incursions, so think that the token for evading will get provided at a later point or time. So Tara, one thing that I'm going to provide as feedback, and I've already kind of mentioned, is a better sourcing for the conduit instead of just the IMS. The IMS was pretty difficult to participate in this past go around, so I think they need to change that up a little bit. Very nice, Brian. Very nice. Jadzia, did you just now do one and get no points for criticals? And did you take screenshots so I can send it to the dev team? Like, if y'all want to test out the critical thing, I need screenshots. I can't just say, hey, it's not working. But if you got them, and I'll speed up some stuff right now. If y'all got them, I will try it out right now. Tim, everybody should have gotten free conduits. All you had to do is compete in or score some level of points. Here's a critical, and let's see if I scored. Complete some level of point for the IMS. So whether it was building a ship or completing an SMS. All right, so mine just scored. Mine scored. Yo, Troy, thanks for signing up to be a cadet on the channel. Thank you for supporting me, man. There are many ways you can support. You can sign up to support through YouTube. They have a membership program. You can donate with the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App links. I mean, everybody donated $1. Okay, so if everybody donated $4, I could pay my mortgage this month. Woohoo! It was just after the event reset. Okay, so Jadzia, in that case, please put in a ticket. That's what I've been told to do. Just confirmed a crit working. All right. Now, if that still is not helping you, let me know. I will try to take care of it personally. I do try to escalate tickets that have not been taken care of in a decent amount of time. I don't know if y'all noticed this. They did edit in the official Discord. The response time from CS is now up to 5 days, whereas before I think it was like 24 to 48 hours. I would like to thank the server 27 whales for being more active and aggressive than the server 24 whales. Hope they enjoyed their whale event. Wow, Hellbringer. Let me know what you really think in the survey right there. Do the survey. You spent all your ATA speed ups when to do that? I try to save mine up. Like, I know a lot of people fly through them, but I don't ever participate in the leaderboard, so I guess that's why. I've just kind of ended up saving mine, whether directly or indirectly. Oh, let me find my Gorkon. Oh, jeez. Repair this ship real quick. Manage. Yeah. Y'all get down. All right, now we'll assign some officers. We'll do health. Who do I not use? You can do Livis. The bones up there. Krell. There we go. I personally did not get hit as an Ops 23 on server 84. The issue we had is that as a young server, only the 30 plus players came across and deleted the other Lions 22 plus from server 84. Yeah, newer servers definitely are going to have not a great experience just because there wasn't enough people who could really do anything. Track says level caps on ships suck. I have everything I need for the next tier on the ship, but it's level up by warp. Level lock to build makes sense, but once you have it, let us upgrade. I agree with you. Specialty ships, thankfully, are the only ones that do that. Like if you had a Saladin, it doesn't have any type of lock. If you had a Valdor, there's no type of lock. The specialty ships do, and I do agree. I hate that. I really dislike that. How much do I charge for one-on-one officer training? So Mike, I actually don't charge an amount. I do encourage people to donate to the channel. I don't really want to be that content creator who is demanding of money. I need your money. I'll be honest about that. I tell y'all where the money y'all donate goes, but I don't charge anybody to do like a town hall or a one-on-one. Y'all get with me. We'll arrange a time and whatever you feel comfortable donating. I've had people donate 20 bucks. I've had people donate 200 bucks. And you know, it's I don't charge for it. I feel as a content creator, it's my job to help y'all out. I definitely encourage donations though, because content creators don't survive without donations. That's it's the majority of our income. So there you go. No Uno recruit events this month. No, Jawa. The only recruit events are for Ortega and Uhura. Ortega and Uhura. Thank you. 2 days is a good day to die for dropping the link. Is there any ship stronger than the Northcut? Yeah. By the way, Samu, have you heard from Thief lately? Can you actually hit me up on Discord? Yeah, the epic ships are the strongest in the game, which would be the Daedalus, the Rotarn, and the Enterprise D. Yeah, so there's several. I don't know if Theory's, I don't know where Theory's based, but I can show you his Enterprise D. Troy, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you supporting, man. How you doing? I know he's on your server, Samu, but have you heard from him in a while? Because I've actually been trying to get a hold of him, and I can't. Games lag and choppy menus really are a drag when playing in a fast-paced situation like Raid Defending. The Big Smiley, where are you experiencing lag? What server are you on? And we can try to help you with that. Haven't needed to use my shield over a year with Incursions. I think I better use it. Yeah, Tarkus, I would, because you will get drained. You will get drained. There's no... You'll go get drained. How strong does a D3 get maxed out? Depends on your level of research and your tier and your officers. But let me see. I've got a... Actually, I think I've got a tier 6 out of tier 9 D3. Let mean, I can get a D3 easily over 1 million at where I'm at. But. So Brian, I think I ended up with around 4 or 5 billion resources. I think 4 or 5 billion is what I ended up rating. So I thought it was a good idea. I also think it has some good points, but this problem is that as a person who isn't pouring money into the game, I'm not incentivized to do anything except bubble up. Fair enough, Defiant, and put that in the survey. That's completely fair. Put that in the survey. We are at 980 people so far. We're trying to get 2,000 today. So put that in the survey. Where's your new rated material going? Well, I got enough to do another tier of the Valdor. So I've been thinking about, here, look at my officers. So I get to get to 35. Get this, I'm sorry, this one. I get to 20 to get another officer slot. So if nothing else, I'm gonna do at least one more tier of the Valdor. Get to tier 4, get another officer spot, which will really help my ability to power her up. So thank you, Mark. Greatly appreciated. Jonah says they need to make reload tokens more accessible. I use nearly half of mine for incursions. This is also something I've passed on that we need better for that. Actually, thank you for reminding me. Any chance you've been able to? Whoa, Terry, dude, thank you for supporting the channel, man. I greatly appreciate it. Look, if y'all want to donate directly is the best way with these donate links. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. Terry, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Brian says 5 hours hitting on a base that started with 350 billion try, and you helped drain with the amalgam. That is fantastic. I was using my amalgam, but like I said, I only got to do about 3 hours worth of play yesterday just because of all the other things that are going on. But over the most part, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was not perfect, but I enjoyed it. All right, let's see what else we got. Server 31, always terrible lag, especially during busy events. I'm wondering if that's more the device you're on. What are you using? Any idea if they'll rotate servers for the next round? Guru, that's a possibility. I don't believe they'll probably rotate them this month, but it's possible the next time they do it could get rotated. VAP, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate everybody helping out with the survey. The more people we have answer it, the better results that we have, and the better we can actually come at Scopely and say, hey, this is what we learned from your players about incursions, and here are, recommendations for fixing incursions. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the responses real quick. We just hit over 1,000 people, so we're halfway to our daily goal. And so far, it's about 40 to 45% enjoyed, 50 to 55% did not. So it's pretty close so far. Incursions are a cool addition, but hope that next time they make it something in between arcs. That's a big thing for me too. I think this would be so much better once a month between arcs. I think that would make it better, a lot easier to prepare for, and gives us something to get excited for during a time where we're usually not very excited about the game. Usually we're not that excited. Glad you found it fun, Deadpool. Really am. Half yes, half no, interesting mechanic. Yeah, I would say that for the first time running, to get a response rate that's pretty 50-50 is surprising. So now there are some of these that are, like, for example, my level 25 through 30 in the poll, twice as many level 25 to 30 players disliked it as liked it. But I expect that. So having it during the arc, risk missing out on daily goal. Agree, Sean. So this is one thing that I think I'm going to push for, because I've heard it so many times by so many players, is that we really want to try to get incursions being a between arc thing. But we'll see. Server 60, 250 plus. Player server 61, 750 plus. Like I said, Boxer, that doesn't really matter in my opinion. The main way to score points from incursions is rating. Server 10 demolished server 20. Server 20 power wise way stronger than server 10. Server 10 won because they dominated the raid board. So yeah, bigger players can make some of the PvP side of it not as good, but can your server still win easily? Lazy didn't look that way when the Enterprise D got blown up. Well, Lazy, you're smart enough to know that's crewing. If Theory crews versus a particular opponent, there's nobody that's going to beat him on server 10. 0 people. So that Enterprise D had a generic crew thrown on it and it got beat by a Sompek. That's not surprising though. That's not surprising. There's the link for you, Jeffrey. I have no Meridian, but I do have a tier 2 Cavort. The problem is that I lack the titanium, ship parts, to lithium, and crystal to upgrade it further. Yeah, Mark, that crystal wall, especially in that range, is redonk. Redonk. Lactar says, I enjoyed it as a level 34, but only because I was able to raid all those players in 20 plus that forgot, didn't move, and had no shields, but should be even less frequent than between arcs 3 to 4 times a year. Okay, Lactar. Make sure you put that in the survey in terms of the bottom. There's a ability to put in responses. Throw that in there. Stop bragging. Everyone can get caught with their pants down. I mean, it is something to be proud of. I mean, if you take down a level 60 ship and server 10 has never even seen one, yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to talk about it. But I think if we're being realistic, everybody also knows that 1-to-1, they would have had no shot. And that's fine. It's not a 1-to-1 though. That's what made this so fun for a lot of people. For me, because the interaction, it's not 1-to-1. You had to combine your forces. You had to fight together. And that's what made it work. The event will get old very quickly as people learn how to shield and move their station. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. We're used to being raid on S10 shield or share. Well, I mean, that's the same thing on server 20, honestly, Deadpool, but I'll put it this way. Server 20 is the same way, but they just don't care and they spend to make up for it. So that's part of it. That's part of it. That's, for whatever reason, server 20 is just a very heavy spending server. So they're going to have an abundance of resources because they spend for them. I want to give a real quick shout out to, hold on. Thank you to Samus who donated $5. Appreciate you supporting my family. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much, actually. And to clear this out, make sure I get it. If there's any new ones, I catch them. I greatly appreciate it. If anybody wants to support the channel, I will say that this month I would like to buy the treasury. And if anybody wants to help me with that, appreciate it. But Roman says, it's funny that some of the whales got complacent thinking no one can hit them until an entire other server kicks their doors in. I like that. What's my opinion on Picard? Good for all level armadas, hostiles. Picard is meant to be a second version of Pike Moreau. So I love that. There used to be raid events regularly back in the day. People didn't learn then to shield and they won't learn now. I agree with you, Steven. And I love incursions for the raid element. It's okay, Tumort. I appreciate it. It's some people can donate, some can't. The biggest thing that you can do to help out a content creator is watch the content and share the content. Okay. 36 players on server 39 are so bored they actually read the mission text. Either you can do to get them some fresh blood. What's more likely, Guru, is get them a server merge. So will there be an off 70? I'm sure at some point there will, Terry. Not this year. Not this year. I feel this event saved Scopely. The whales are more interested now. Way to go. Okay. I don't think Scopely was in danger, to be honest with you. Not that I'm trying to be negative. I don't think they were in danger, but yeah. Man, I'm really liking these responses so far. I'll have to share some of these with DJ. So. Whew. Gosh, there's a lot of messages coming through, y'all. Sorry, let me check the dev chat real quick about that issue we were having. Remember the issue we were having with criticals? Yeah, it's still put in a ticket. Have the content creators been working on officer loadouts on Stewie Doo's sheet? I see a lot of the same loadouts, but little with newer officers. I have not done that in a while, and I need to get with them. I need to get with Stewie. So that is something I've not done in a while. I still love the officer tool. It's just been a lot of other things coming up. Is there a need for Talon and Chin with the new Pike crew? Yeah, because the new Pike crew is only for level 52 plus hostiles, or it's mainly designed for that. Like a Pike Road Chin versus like a level 40 trader is going to still outperform the new crew. Poison Ivy rash sucks. I'm immune to Poison Ivy, lucky enough. For whatever reason, that's the positive genetics I got. Non-incursion question. PvE loot chests tend to contain lower level items and ops level. Should I save them? No, it doesn't change, Michael. They're crap. They're crap. We're working on getting that fixed. We're working on improving those chests, but they're crap. Thank you, Jeffrey. I greatly appreciate that. Strange New World's crews outperform on especially hostiles like Borg and Swarm. True, Rich. So, like, I use Strange New World Pike, Strange New World Spock, and Jayla versus Swarms. That's my primary Swarm crew. And I've got a tier 4, frankly. Haven't even updated. Wes, thank you for supporting me in a cadet, man. I appreciate it. So, yeah, agreed. But for general everyday grinding, Pipe Road Chin is the basis until you get to a high level. You had Pipe Road Harrison on one miner and full synergy Crass on another miner, so many ships died on your base. I'm glad you used those strategies. I've even made videos about those strategies, and that makes me very happy. That makes me very, very happy. Very, very happy. Would you consider Incursions more rating focused or PvE focused? Oh, it's definitely more rating focused. It's definitely more rating focused. Now, they have talked about changing up the type of events in Incursions. We'll see what that looks like, but shout out to Grant real quick. Grant, thank you for supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. Donating for the treasury pack. And then also, shout out to Miss Jessica, who also did the same thing. Tell them to put all 3 types of G4 back into it. I got stuffed on ore this month. Will do. I've had a lot of people asking for ore. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much, Grant, for supporting the channel. Y'all are very kind. Very kind. No such thing as immune to poison ivy? No. Seriously. Seriously, Nick. Like, even now, I was this way as a kid, and now I can go like roll around in it, and poison ivy's like, yo, you family, dog, what's up? Maybe that changes when I'm 60. But right now, it's still the same way. I'm 32, and I can just... Ivy's so sexy. And it's fine. Will it be possible to stay on the other server longer than just for the event? No, Samu. As of now, you cannot do that. You will be automatically transported back to your home server when the event wraps up. When the event wraps up. Also have no reaction to poison ivy, so it's a thing? Bingo. So you're saying you're more toxic than poison ivy? Incredibly more toxic. Have you not watched my channel? Have you not watched my Twitch? Look, if you're here right now, if y'all want to see Rev unfiltered, if you want to see the real Rev Deuce, if you want to see the crazy, wild, I'm probably not entertained by this guy's crazy, y'all watch the Twitch channel. That's where Rev really becomes Rev. Here is the subdued, friendly, wholesome content creator. There is wild. Wild and crazy. Yes, there's chicken heads. You really enjoyed spending 24 hours in the same server as Lazy? I did. It wasn't that bad. Everybody talks trash about Lazy. He's an okay dude. He's an okay dude. Do you think that incursion events will influence server merges between how Scopely paired the first event? Possibly, but I can't say that for sure. Possibly. As a kid, I got Poison Ivy weekly. As an adult, I'm an avid outdoorsman and haven't had it since I was a kid. Nice. I'm crying. We have here that stupid rule to not touch Franklin's. Bro, I'm going to touch Franklin's hard. I'm going to touch the Franklin hard. I'm going to touch it hard and fast. I want to try out low-level Explorer ship defense I saw last night with DJ. See the limits. I was about to stop 41. Nice. I love that. What were your best and worst experiences? My best experience, the best thing to me about Incursions was going over and talking with new friends in the Galaxy chat. That's what I personally enjoyed the most. The worst part about it was the PvP systems. People just didn't really participate in those. And that was the worst part. I didn't even do the SMSs. But going over and just meeting new people, the community is always my favorite thing about this game. And that's what I enjoyed the most. Still need to know if there will be a second version of Chin. No. No. I enjoyed entering a row server and killing everyone in token space. Love it. Love it. What was your best and worst encounters? I didn't really have any worst encounters. I enjoyed hanging out with everybody. It seems so. So it's actually pretty cool that I could still DM them, hopefully. But I didn't have a lot of negatives, honestly. I mean, this morning's lag was the biggest negative I had. I didn't have that during yesterday. And the positives was I raided my butt off, which I haven't gotten to raid that much in a while. During incursions, the Alliance leaderboard showed both servers' alliances in one list. It also appeared from the UI tab that you could join an alliance from the opposite server. True? No. No. Terry, thank you for the super chat, man. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I agree with your analysis of the event. Great chatting, bad PvP. Yeah, same. It was so bad this morning, I couldn't even target the ship. Yeah, I actually moved back to my home server because like, holy crap, this lag is redonk. I can't do anything with it. So I moved back. As I'm hostile grinding. What is my rep? I didn't even do hostiles yesterday, so. Oh gosh, I gotta stop being lazy and do this Klingon rep. I'm so lazy, y'all. Need to recall this too. Any word on what caused the lag after 18 hours or really just a response? No, they did not put out a list about that. Oh, there's the desealing rod I can't get. Yay. Okay, cool. Well, Scopely regularly source incursion tokens. So before every incursion event, they will give a way of sourcing. And working on getting that sourcing to be higher. Had great fun raiding bases level 27 on my server. Also, we shared any invading bases in GC and our whales just crushed them. That's the type of coordination that you needed to have to dominate incursions, and really proud of the servers who pulled it off. There's gonna be some fun videos that we make about incursion tactics. And like I told server 10 when I went and visited their Discord, if y'all can unite and play together, you're gonna get it. I just hope it's far better than what we had. The IMS before incursions was ridiculously silly. Agreed. And I talked to DJ about it. And, you know, DJ tended to be a little bit higher of a level player. So, yeah. My favorite incursion moment was surrounding some whale, raiding a base with cloaked ships and picking off his miners until he ran. That was happening a lot to mine. Like when I was raiding on server 10, they just come in with their cloak stuff and pop me, and I got several of them, but yeah. Need to remove 4-star when going to Celebrated. I'm fighting, keeping from going that. Only level 36. Well, Nick, do you have an alliance that has territory where you could do it there? Just another reminder, I need help with this forum. Share it out with your Discords and your server. I need y'all to push this all day for me, please. Don't know if future incursions can be against other servers, or are we always going to fight the same? You're not always going to fight the same. They've said that there is room for change and fluctuations there. I finished both SMS for the IMS, but it wouldn't be easy to just build a ship instead. Yeah, I just built a ship. That's what I did. Thank you, Steve. You only need to do it once, but I appreciate it. Did you do Strange New World officer video yet? I haven't done one for the new officers, no. I did one for the original 3. And when I unlock or when I get these new ones done, then I will do it for those. But I will have a video on them this week. We'll talk about different crew loadouts and what you can do for the new rares. What about server 10? McLean blew up your miner. He said it wasn't on live stream. Yeah, I didn't live stream at all. But what miner did he blow up? Because I didn't mine. The only thing that he could have blown up is my amalgam when I was raiding, but I didn't mine on y'all server. Una is, you can get Una through incursions. My favorite part of incursions was watching out for the entire galaxy instead of just the alliance. Really enjoy working with others. I hope it brought a lot of servers like closer together and built some camaraderie. I really hope so. I think that would be part of the success story of incursions if it was able to do that. Also, there we go, bigger ones. Invaders can stay in another server for a whole 24 hours of events. Correct, Brad. Like I stayed on server 10 for about 18 hours. Stop participating too much lag. My cloaked ship selects a target, attacks it, and my ship ends up going in the opposite direction of the target while giving away a cloaked ship in the system. Thanks. Is there an official chat filter list? I do not have one, no. It broke our server. Guys work with the invaders. Yikes. Yikes. But I mean, there are several people who were in my logs from yesterday. They're mostly hitting my amalgam. So let's see. Lost and Found, Army Bro, Gotti, Q. This is when we were doing like Rialtas and stuff. Let's see what else we got. Apparently I raided somebody named Oppresso. Cruiser. I was messing with Cruiser. Jessup. There's Infinity, which I fought him a few different times. A Revolver. There's me raiding King. There's Gotti again. Yeah, that's everybody that I participated or fought with yesterday in one way or another. There's Tech. Reapy. Nope, never mind. That's Nova. Yeah, there's quite a few people that I interacted with yesterday and, you know, got to have some fun with. Stranger World Pike, Stranger World Hura, 8 of 11 is a great board grinding crew, better than 5, 7, 8 to the tune of 50,000, 100K more probes. Nice. No, I did not get to watch DJ stream last night, but I am going to rewatch it, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like I said, I've never had a problem with PvP. I'm always going to have fun. It's a video game, and these are pixels. I know this is shocking to some people, but these pixels don't matter. So it's all fun. Telescope better add a friendly fire option in settings for incursions to stop accidentally killing your server mates. That's not a bad idea, Matt. But I don't know. I actually dislike some of that because I actually rated my server a lot. So, yeah. Yeah, Mateo, I heard it went really well. Used to hang out Server 43. How did you feel about them getting sat down? I mean, it sucks. Obviously, I don't like that for them. And I'm still waiting to hear back on the logic and reasoning behind. So, Server 20 is not usually a laggy server, Lazy. It's usually not. Real quick, I'm going to share out our links here. If y'all are here, like the video. There's 500 people here, which is insane. Thank y'all. Also, I really, really need y'all to share this format. I know I'm harping on it, but it's only because I really want to have good change. I want Incursions to be better. So I appreciate y'all. I'm going to wrap up this video here. And if y'all have not joined my Discord, there's the link. If y'all want to help out the channel, donate. It's greatly appreciated. I am going to wrap up for the day. I'll be live again tonight on Twitch. If you've not joined the Twitch channel, come join the Twitch channel. I'll be live in roughly 5.5 hours on Twitch. If you have more questions or comments, and I'll probably be making a recap video of Incursions today as well, pushing the survey right here and talking about experiences and things like that. Appreciate all y'all's help. Appreciate everything you do for me. Live long and prosper. Stay safe, the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next one, which will be tomorrow and tonight and today. So,
an even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.